welcome along and welcome back to the Old Stream Farm. We are into October, and you know what that means? That means that our grapes have come right. So what we're going to do is park up here, and it's time to go and pick up the grape harvester. Now, we're going to do something slightly different this year. We now have on here the lease and or lease to buy mod. So the longer we hold on to the grape harvester, the longer we or the less money we have to pay to buy it overall. It would have been awesome to have had this in year one, but of course we didn't. So 242,000. We don't have one in here, which would have been great. But yeah, so it's going to be this one. To lease this is going to cost us 12,000. It costs us 2,420 per day to have. But positive side of that is 2.5 grand per day we pay off actually having to buy it. We'll notice it less, and it'll come at a point where they'll come to a point where we just have enough money in to buy it outright. So we are going to lease this. What I do need to do is choose a member of the Patron whose name is going to be going on our number plates. Do we have? Nope. We're going to do it on this one here. So yeah, let me go pick a name and we'll be right back. And the lucky person picked at random from the Patron is Dan Madgin. Your name is going on the harvester. We will put it on. It's back only. We'll go with that. So okay, there we go. And we're gonna lease this. Yes, and as I said, we don't normally put a number plate on a leased piece of kit. But because we're doing lease to buy here, and because we're eventually looking to buy this, I am going to put it on there now. So there we go. And it has passed your name slightly differently. But yeah, you are on there. Right, let's crack on. Get this back down to our farm and get this year's grape harvest underway. It's going to be a bumper one this year because we have more grapes than we've ever had before. One of the things I love about this series and this map in general is the fact that we really have not bought much land in this series. We've bought fields. Well, let's have a quick look because I'm not sure exactly how much of this is bought together and how much is bought separately. So yeah, the main farm here we bought. And that's where we started with, and field 5. And that's it. We've bought no other land on here. And then we've just used the land that we've got to the best of our ability more and more. And I'm just really pleased with it, to the point where later in this video, I actually want to go through my plans. I need to be straighter onto this. I actually want to go through my plans for what I want to do with that large patch of land that we now haven't put our unfold harvester, haven't put our greenhouses on, because that now opens that up to be used for something else. We could very, very easily put another set of grapevines on there, increase the number of grapevines we got on the farm. We could very easily put a grass field on there, somewhere to generate some hay, some hay for our sheep, without having to go and do contracts. Although, considering the number of contracts we have available on this map, I don't think that's ever going to be a problem. And just sort of increase the amount that we can do on this map and on this farmyard without actually ever having to buy any land, because we can just increase how much or how well we use our existing space. This is showing to be fairly difficult to line up this time. Right, let's try this again. And in. Sort of. There we go. I'm fairly sure I've bent a post. I remember what we learnt last year now. That the best way to use this harvester and avoid clacking into the poles at either end is to actually do every other row. And then we're able to get enough of a turning circle round to line ourselves up and get into the next row. I say as I clack into the pole at the other end, but that was more to do with me not quite lining it up than having an issue with everything and not doing so well at actually being able to turn far enough. It works. I mean, we're going across the field and then we'll head back. We are at 72% full, which is not bad at all. Gonna bring this round here. Helps if you can see the entry point for where your vines want to go in. All in all, it's working fairly well. I'm getting better at doing the grape harvests every year. And you can see here that it's working pretty well. We're going to have about 3,000 litres of grapes off this half of the field. Maybe 2,500 litres, I think. And then we should get about another 2.5 going back. So, yeah, about 5,000 litres off this field is not a bad start, really. And this is the smallest of our fields. Both Field 5 and the Old Cow Meadow are both larger fields than this. And the more that we can get off here, the more that everything will pay off this year. And actually allow us to have this kicking around and slowly getting paid off. By doing the lease to own. We are very nearly full here. There we go. 3,100 litres. It's the Kubota's first year on the farm, so let's get that out and let that do the carting this year. Should work fairly well behind this trailer, actually. It being I was going to say grape tractor, but I suppose it's a vineyard tractor, this. But should work out fairly well with this. Yeah, in fact, I like that. That's really good. Let's unload this then. So back it up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And unload. And there we are. And I think that's about a half full trailer. Yes. So we're expecting to get near enough a full trailer off this field, which is very good news. I'm just going to park this on the side over here. And what I want to do is try and make it so that when I'm getting fairly close to the end of a row, or sorry, fairly close to a full tank, I, at that point, start to empty rather than get stuck in the middle of a row like I did just then and start worrying about how I'm going to get in or out of the row in order to empty the tanks. Now, thanks to the sheer number of vines we have to harvest this year, this may be the first year that we end up going not only to a second hour using this hired piece of equipment, which is going to be very costly, but also a second day, which is why I kind of said, well, if that's going to happen, what we want to do is the whole lease to buy, looking to eventually buy this harvester. The biggest issue I can see is eventually it costing us a large amount of money because a harvester comes up for sale, and us having the money at the time to get it when it's on sale, and not yet being able to buy this, and that would be then a lot of money down the drain for us on just keeping this hanging around. Having said that, if we have don't have enough money to buy this, but have enough money to buy another harvester, that even then would save us money in the long run. So I'm quite happy to take that risk. I think it would work out fairly well for us either way. Let's position ourselves a little better. There we go. And okay, we're not going to have quite as much off this return run as I thought. We've only got one more row after this. And I think we're going to break 2,000 litres. But I don't think we're going to... I don't think we're going to get a full tank. Which actually means I was right in my estimate, believe it or not. I said about 5,000 litres. And yeah, we are just shy of 5,000 litres on here at the moment. So yeah, 5,000 litres off this field. Not bad at all. Very, very happy with that. I am not going to empty my trailer out. No, I am going to empty my trailer out before we go on to the next field. Because it's very possible, being 65, 66% full, we might get a full load off the longer runs. And I don't really want to get caught out like that. 2,131 litres in total, though, off that field. That is not bad. Add that to what we already have in the trailer, and yeah, that's really good. Right, let's grab our tractor and trailer, pull this up behind, and we can empty again. And yeah, 3,100. So yeah, over 5,000 litres of grapes off that field. I am really, really pleased. That is going to go down wonders in our grape factory this year. And lots and lots and lots of grape juice is going to be created. Right, emptied out. Let's take this, and yeah, we've got the shorter rows from this side. I think we'll do what we did last year, though, and start from the far end. We get to see now exactly how well adding this bit of extra space at this end, where I cut all of my vines back by a row, or by a section, how well that helps us to make our turning maneuvers and everything. Let's turn this back on. There we go. In, line us up, carefully line us up, and away we go. So I have realized that actually I do want to start from the other side, because we're doing every other row, and it would be useful to start from or finish the farm end of the field, which is why I originally went, oh, I'll start the other end. So I am just clearing out this little section at the end here. It is a slightly annoying section. It does work, and it does give us a decent amount of grapes, because we're gonna have probably about 1,000 litres of grapes off these few short rows at this end. But does give us an issue in that it's a lot of turning around, a lot of manoeuvring. So I'm going to clear this area out. I'm then going to go back down to the other end and start doing alternate rows from there. And that way, with any luck, we should end up near the farm. That is never going to go in there. Back it up. Back it up. There we are. Yeah, it's really fiddly and really tight down this end, and we want to clear it out and get 1,000 litres of grapes out of it, and that will be great. In fact, I think what we'll do is this 1,000 litres of grapes would be perfect for finishing off the space that we have in the trailer and doing that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to empty this out into that, and we can then go and tip our first load of grapes into our factory. So yeah, we don't have a massive amount of space in this trailer. I think it's a good idea to top it off. And oh wow, I'm gonna have to reverse this trailer in. top it off and go and take it all down there. I'm still deciding what to do with some of the space I've got around our new greenhouse area. I think I'm very tempted to raise the road and just sort of make it a little bit like there's a drop down to this area here. There's a nice wide area of grass. We could even things up here, get rid of all of our divots and everything, and sort of, yeah, just sort of level everything out, I think would be a good idea. Right, empty that out until our trailer is full. It's going to take all of it. Not quite. 322 litres left. So, yeah, time to go and tip this up at our grape factory, and then we can head back down here and continue with the harvest. There it is, straight ahead of us, sweet and sour raisins. Thread the needle into the yard, and we'll get this all started up. Actually, we wanna be producing the grape juice from the moment we get it tipped. It's actually really weird, the tipping point for this. So we'll tip that in there, and while that's tipping out, let's head over here, activate our grape juice, and yeah, with the grapes going in, we should get a 5-to-4 ratio on grapes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's straight up raisins to grapes. And it's, yeah, 5 grapes to 4 litres of grape juice. But the grape juice sells sooner. Doing this series on here, I'm finding I'm really enjoying doing grapes. They are a very calming, very nice way of doing things, especially if you can line yourself up. I mean, I am spending an inordinate amount of time right now keeping my eye on where those posts go in relationship to my gear stick on the bottom right. If the posts sort of disappear midway through the grey section, or the darker grey section, I know I'm roughly on the right track, and that's where I'm lining myself up to at the moment on here. And it's really interesting trying to figure out those little ways of doing things, those bits and pieces that make things easier for you when you're doing jobs like this. And as a result, it actually makes it easier for me to harvest these in cab, because then I can do the lineup, I can get myself in position, and I can worry less about whether I'm going to start striking posts and getting stuck, because I'm doing what every farmer does. I am sitting there and I'm lining myself up on whatever I can in my cab to make sure that I keep as straight a line doing my crop as possible. Now you can see that we are in the newer sections of this, because the ground is still uncultivated, still unsubsoiled. A couple of rows over, you can see that starts to kick in. So it gives you a real idea of how much extra we planted this year, and therefore how much extra crop we should get off this. I realise what I should have done a minute ago is actually empty at the other end. So we're going to very carefully back out of this and hopefully keep it nice and straight all the way. There we go. Right, and then we can bring the tractor and trailer along the back. But yeah, as I was saying, we have a very large new area of grapes on here. We hadn't planted half this field last year, and this is why I was saying earlier that it looks like we're going to be taking not only a couple of hours or, you know, a second hour of having this machine to do this, but probably move into a second day as well, because by the time we've used up the hour we're talking about, we're also going to have used up the rest of the day. We've got, yeah, we're only halfway through the new stuff. and we've got a full tank out of it. That is brilliant. I'm very, very pleased by that. Now, let's back this out the way over here. There we go. Yeah, so we are getting a lot of extra grapes off here this year. And that is going to mean an awful lot of extra grape juice. And that means a lot more money. And that means we can afford to have this harvester kicking around with a daily cost that is slowly going towards us purchasing it. Actually going to empty out at this point. Yeah, I can head back down, but we're doing about 20% a row. And allowing that for that, we're going to be at about 95% by the end of this row. And therefore would need to empty at the other end. I don't really want to have to run all that way to grab the tractor. So we'll just bring it down here. And in fact, we can position the tractor in such a way now that we drive back across the field with the tractor and empty when we get to rows here, which will be very, very useful. That is if I can get it to turn around, turn into the bushes and round. Yeah, there we go. Nice small tractor, does the job very well. Yeah, let's position that a little bit better. And this won't quite fill this. So we'll have to empty out possibly after another row or two. Up it goes into our trailer. And yeah, not gonna quite be a full trailer, I don't think. There we are. It's not far off though. Wow, we are gonna have to reverse it out because it's still in the way. But that's 90% full. So yeah, it won't take much more. I think what we'll do is we will get this row done, come back up, and then we'll empty into the trailer before we head back down again. Give ourselves a nice full trailer and make sure that we have enough space left to finish off this field. So about another 1,300 litres. In fact, another 1,352 litres off those two rows. So we'll make sure that we are lined up and into this next row. Like that. And then actually turn the harvester off for now. Although obviously not its engine off because we need to get it to we need to get it to empty into our trailer. Pull the trailer under the back. Like that. And then unload it. Excellent. Didn't take very much. So about half really of what we had in there. Turn the harvester off. And we'll run up to the factory. The sun is beginning to set. It is October. It is 3:10. And yes, the sun is beginning to set. So that's 12,000 litres of grapes already this year. That is huge. We are absolutely doing great on our vineyard this year. It's more than we're going to earn from anything else. Even the lettuce, even taking the new lettuce greenhouse into account, I think it's going to be more. So I am very, very pleased with this. And this trailer really does empty out quickly. That's awesome. We are looking at probably having another 12,000 litres. We've got a few more rows of this field to do. We've got all of field 5, which is bigger than field 1. So yeah, I think we could easily be in line for another 12,000 litres off here. 24,000 litres of grapes this year would be huge. That would be worth a lot of money to the farm. One of the nice things about harvesting grapes is it's completely unaffected by the rain. So the fact that we've got an October shower passing through is not going to affect our harvest at all. Absolutely brilliant. I am quite happy for it to be tipping down with rain. It will do everything else good. It'll do the ground good, and we'll be in a good place with it. We have, wow, we easily have another full harvester of grapes sitting here. I'm looking at this at the moment. We're up to 51%. I've got 2 more rows after this. I don't think I can get all the way down and back without emptying. I very much think we're not going to make it down and back without emptying, which I'm quite happy with. I'd rather be emptying lots of grapes than you know, not emptying them often enough, and as a result having a small issue with the amount of money that we're spending versus the amount of money that we're getting. 67% quarter post, 68%. I think we got enough space actually for me to try and go down and back. It's gonna be a tight one, and we may find that if we're over 80% at the other end, we end up taking the tractor and trailer down the other end to empty out, because yeah, I don't want to have to keep backing out of the vines in order to empty, but at the same time, yeah, we only have 30% space left. We are at over 90% with most of this row to go. This is not a wise idea. Let's back this out of here, I think, and go and get our tractor and trailer, empty things out, because otherwise, yeah, we're going to get most of the way down this row and going to need to empty. So the very thing I was trying to avoid earlier, I am having to do now, and that is head this all the way down to the other end of the field to empty it out. And worse, I had to run through the rain to get it. Let's bring this here and around and through. Not that bad. Although I'm going to have to then run it straight up, back up to the other end to empty when we get to the other end of the field. So there is that. But we will at least have a half full trailer finishing off here. Which we'll leave in the trailer overnight. We'll park it in the barn. We obviously have a lot of rain kicking about. I don't want it getting too wet. I mean, it won't overly damage the crop, but at the same time, it's probably not wise leaving it sitting out in the rain like that. Back out over here, and I'm just going to park this under here for now, actually. We will come and get it in a minute. But first, I want to head back over here and sort this. Yeah, our last row done. It's really quite dark at the moment. But it is 4:30, so it's been a good day's work, and we've made a good amount of progress. As I said, we have managed to harvest and deliver 12,000 litres. It looks like by the end of today, we'll have harvested 15,000 litres. We won't have delivered it all, because I'm not going to deliver the stuff that we've got in the trailer now until we've got a full trailer, and that will mean getting to work on field 5. We are fairly late in the day though, and I think field 5 will have to wait till tomorrow. Having said that, this has been really good. I am so pleased with our new grapes, and the fact that we went all out making sure we'd fertilized and done everything this year correctly. So it's an increase in yield as well that is making a difference to us. And this farm is just thriving now. We are in a position where it's very hard for us to fail. We'd have to do something really stupid, is basically what I'm saying. And is holding on to the hired harvester something stupid? Let me know down in the comments. I'm really intrigued. I think it's the best way to go with the fact that we're now looking to lease to purchase. While we were just leasing, I don't think it was a good idea. If we're essentially slowly paying off buying the harvester by having it sit in our at our farm, I actually think that that's a really good way to go. Right, let's park this under this shed here. Should fit in. Yeah, there we go. Just going to put that under there. And we're going to do the same with the grapes and our trailer here. Spin this around and just park this under here. There we go. Lights off. Done. And then over here, I just want to have a look at these. Yeah, look. Three pallets of these already. That more than pays. Just this extra greenhouse more than pays for having that harvester kicking around and being paid off. So worth having the third greenhouse, and it's going to be very, very useful for what we are doing on here. So I'm very happy with that, and yeah, we've got more to get next time. But as the thunder rumbles on, we are going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.